Hi, hello. Welcome to another episode of Isaiah's Newsstand. It's your host, Isaiah Edwards. The date is March the 1st, 2024. Hopefully, this episode finds you well, in good spirits, and high hopes. As for me, I'm doing pretty good. Let's see here. No work. I'm chilling. I'm big chilling on a Friday. Happy Friday. Happy Friday to ya. Let's see here. So, obviously, no spoilers, but I did go see Dune Part 2 last night. It was amazing. I enjoyed it. It was very nice. I'm trying to think here. Well, like I said, I don't want to get into any of the details, obviously, but the scenes were really good. They were really great. I felt like they really showed off the characters in a lot of the way they were supposed to be shown and displayed, and it was nice to see some of the things in my head. I realized I almost had the old version of Dune in my head, even though I haven't confessions. I haven't seen the old Dune. I've only watched the new stuff and then read the books. So it was just nice to see the scenes match up in a way that I don't know. I thought that they should. I should say, not to knock any of the old Dune enjoyers or anything like that. But yeah, it was a good time. Let's see. Do I have a food corner? Sadly, no, I do. I just didn't eat last night. I was too busy, in between, wrapping up the podcast, getting ready, going to the movie. I just didn't have time to eat, and I was supposed to I had literally got a snack from the gas station. I got sour Skittles, and I left them. I was so bummed. But anyway, the food corner today, I did have a little breakfast. I went and got donuts since I was doing laundry. Did my laundry a little early today. So I got a chocolate iced sprinkled donut, a chocolate and white icing donut, and a vanilla frosted donut. So it was really good. They were all bangers. So yeah, we're good. We're eating good in the neighborhood. We finally saw a movie, and yeah, I'm in a good mood, in a good place. So yeah, let's go ahead and do our startup, and then we'll go ahead and talk about some news. All right. Oh, wait. Actually, no. Wait. Before we get into the news, I don't want to forget. Let me do a shout out to my newsies. Ooh. Shout out to Stephanie Renee. Shout out to Denver McIntosh. Shout out to Edward Haas. Thank you so much, guys, gals, for all the support. I know that you guys support me emotionally, and also, the financial support is just super great. So thank you so much. And on that note, we will get into some news. Let's go ahead and talk about it. From NPR, Biden and Trump were both at the border today, staking out ground on a key 2024 issue. President Biden squared off against former President Donald Trump on Thursday on one of the issues expected to dominate the 2024 presidential election, immigration. Both Biden and Trump visited two Texas border communities a few hundred miles apart that have been grappling with large numbers of migrants seeking asylum. Biden went to Brownsville and Trump went to Eagle Pass. The trip was heavy on symbolism and short on new ideas to tackle the issue. Trump sought to paint a picture of uncontrolled crime and violence, which he blamed on Biden, while Biden sought to show he had agreed to a get tough bill, blaming Trump and his Republican allies and Congress for blocking it. So with the Trump thing, he tried to say this thing, he was yeah, it's Biden migrant crime. He was trying to make a new buzzword, but even as he was saying it, he could kind of tell it really wasn't a thing. But you can tell he's just trying to be divisive. Apparently there was a migrant that had murdered a woman and then attacked and stole from an elderly man, and made the news rounds. He had brought that up. And just really saying that, hey, with me, I'm going to come back in and I'm going to be putting in tougher than ever. border measures. I'm going to separate families. I'm going to do everything. I'm going to keep us safe. And then you have Biden essentially coming in, at another location down the way, less razor wire, which I also should add. I know we did the thing where SCOTUS said, oh, yeah, you guys should take that down. And they're like, yeah, we're not really going to do that. And they just haven't. So that's cool. Love that. But yeah, with Biden, no razor wire, none of that. But essentially, he's coming in and trying to tout this strategy of saying, hey, I'm trying to work with the other side here. Like, I'm trying to actually be a bad guy. Like, you know what I mean? I'm trying to shut down this border. It's like, I just can't believe that we're at this race to the bottom. You know what I mean? And it makes it so disgusting to try to really attach yourself to any of these parties in my mind. You know what I mean? And I don't know. It's just going to show that this is just the top. This is the top of the pile in terms of the election cycle, and it's just going to show that this shit is going to get worse. And I think it's going to be potentially very funny for the Biden administration if they are like, I can't believe we lost. I can't believe this happened. That you guys really like Trump this much. It's like, dude, what do you mean? It's like it's a lateral vote to some people's minds. Like, what? You're not doing anyone any favors. Like, if you're a person in the Arab community, do you feel like you're favored by Biden? If you're a person who who has like family of migrants or in any kind of situation like this, or you just have like feelings in your heart, you're empathetic to the situation, do you think you really want to give Biden your vote? Like, I mean, yes, obviously Trump sounds way fucking worse, but like, it's not like Biden's giving himself any rope here to like sell you. I don't know. I'm saying that phrase wrong. But man, it's really disheartening. It really fucking is. Because, at 2020, Biden was making all these fucking progressive ass policy promises and things of that nature. And now we're 4 years down the road. And it's like, bro, you literally just, you've shown that you're so much like this man. And like the border, the immigration shit is just like a very prime glaring example to me. So, it definitely does suck to talk about. Not to give Trump any fucking points here. He's just as fucked. But it's definitely hella bummer. But anyway, let's talk about more depressing things in the southern area. From CNN. Deadly Texas wildfire torches 1 million acres, the largest blaze in state history, as more infernos rage. Catastrophic wildfires ripping across the Texas Panhandle have killed at least 2 people and threatened to destroy more homes, cattle, and livelihoods as the biggest inferno in state history engulfs more land every minute. The Smokehouse Creek fire has now torched more than 1 million acres in Texas alone, making it the largest fire on record in the state. The blaze has also charred more than 31,500 acres in Oklahoma as of Thursday evening, the State Forestry Service said. Altogether, the fire is among the largest in the lower 48 since reliable record keeping began in the 1980s. Let's see here. The Inferno is one of 3 fires burning in the Texas Panhandle with no end in sight. Despite light precipitation in the area Thursday, dry air and ferocious winds are expected to return Friday and into the weekend, likely fueling the flames. So yeah, I mean, this has been something that's been going on kind of throughout the whole week, and then I finally get to today, and I learned that there was also 2 people that wound up passing away from this as well, that I wanted to highlight and talk about real quick. 2 people have been killed by the Smokehouse Creek fire. Truck driver Cindy Owen perished after evacuating while on the road, her sister-in-law said. And in Hutchinson County, the fire claimed the life of 83-year-old Joyce Blankenship, her family said. So that's very sad. It's very unfortunate. It sucks, too, that this is something that's still ongoing and still very devastating. There's a lot of statistics and stuff that, you can obviously read if you'd like to. I really don't want to get into the weeds on it, but it also does go into the story of Owens, how, she was trucking and then really just tried to do what she could to fight for her life. But, in the end, it just winds up not being enough. And it's really, sad. But, flowers and condolences to all the families and people involved. obviously it sucks to just literally like have to just, oh shit, this is happening, we gotta go right now, and then you hopefully get out, you're hopefully safe, but then you think about all the things you're losing or you've lost, and then you come back and your home's fucking burnt to cinders. It's scary fucking shit, for sure. It's sad and poof, you know. Let's talk about something that's not any better, but it's SCOTUS. I don't know, out of the frying pan into the firearm. Okay, ABC News. Supreme Court divided over ban on rapid fire rifle bump stocks. The Supreme Court on Wednesday appeared open to upholding a Trump-era ban on bump stocks as devices that turn weapons into rapid-fire illegal machine guns. However, it was not clear that a majority of justices would ultimately back such a ruling or agree on the rationale. During oral arguments in the case Garland v. Cargill, both liberal and conservative justices suggested the devices, which allow a shooter to fire a semi-automatic rifle more rapidly and accurately, pose a significant danger and could reasonably considered the types of weapons Congress sought to outlaw in the 1934 National Firearms Act. Investigators say several of the devices were used to perpetrate America's deadliest mass shooting in 2017, where a gunman killed 60 people and injured more than 500. I feel like before that, like the bump stock was a very cool, novel idea because essentially you could take your gun and, it's not automatic. Okay, fine. But like with this bump stock, you press it up against, your shoulder or whatever, and you hit the trigger. As long as you're holding your trigger there with the recoil, it should and probably will. And once again, I'm not a gun owner. I look like Childish Gambino when I'm holding a gun, and This Is America a lot of times. People roast me for that shit, but whatever. You fire your shit, and it just keeps with the recoil, and then it bouncing more or less the trigger back into your finger. You can essentially just go automatic mode. Like it's just and you're just shooting. Now that's kind of contested by the defense saying, hey, no, this should be overturned. But I don't know. I think it's interesting because I being an Ohioan, we're definitely about our gun rights, brother. But we're bearing arms. You better believe it. We're ready for whatever boogaloo's gonna come. It's crazy how many of my friends are just random people in this state are just so ready for a fucking civil war. I swear to God. And also, I gotta say this too, just kind of going back to the movies. I finally saw the trailer for Civil War, and it took everything in me not to like gag, eye roll, and laugh, because like to me it's just a joke, bro. It's just a joke. And I also, like, don't get me wrong, I love a good journalist, but like trying to make, like, I didn't realize that the journalists are supposed to be like the heroes in this story, trying to like tell the truth and spread the truth. Like, shut the fuck up, bro. Like, I got the guy from fucking Breaking Bad, the Nazi guy. Now he's I don't know, I imagine from the southern side. I really, shouldn't be a tangent about that dumbass movie coming out, but I do think it's lame. I do think the only redeeming quality about it is that Ron Swanson is the president. Nick Offerman, I should say. But God damn, that made me laugh, at least internally. But someone mentioned that in the theater, and I literally just started cackling. I couldn't contain it. They're like, isn't it kind of funny that they got the guy from Parks and Recreation, who is a libertarian, like, now he's going to be president? I'm like, that's so fucking good. Thank you. But yeah, back to the guns. I don't know. I can understand how this makes shooting easier, and like just in a fun sense, that's fun. It's nice that you can make your gun go brr, like it's cool. They try to make the argument of like, well, if you have any kind of disability or any kind of like arthritis, some kind of impairment kind of thing, a bump stock can help make shooting easier for you. But I mean, do you need to make shooting that easy for yourself? Like, there are sometimes I pick up some handguns, and it's just like it almost scared me, especially when we're talking like a low calibers or whatever, because it really just feels like you're holding like a mouse, like to click, and it really just feels like you're clicking. But needless to say, this could grievously wound or kill someone. You know what I mean? It's a very powerful fucking thing. I don't think you need to make this shit super fucking easy. I don't think you need to make a shortcut, a gang glitch for your gun in real life. But, I don't know. I also understand that, like, I'm fighting an uphill battle here. So I'm just not as chirpy these days about it. I personally would like to see them uphold this ban to kind of get to the end of it. But, interesting to see where some of the justices lied. And we'll see where they fully land. I think it's going to be around June, and there's a, final hearing on that. So yeah, I'm done riffing and raffing about all that bullshit. Let me do my break, and then we'll go ahead and close out on a cybercrime, a little ransomware. It's not my favorite, but it's definitely something I like. I like a good scam. I like a good grift. But I mean, sadly, it sucks when you're doing it to hospitals. I'll say that. Or healthcare, whatever. It's kind of icky. Oh yeah. Ooh. Okay, this is from ReadWrite. Never used them before, but first time for everything. Black Cat ransomware hit on Change Healthcare impacts hospital and pharmacy systems. Now, I think technically this is a bit of old news that kind of got updated and like kind of fell into my lap when I started looking for it. But it's believed the ongoing cyber attack on U.S. healthcare or U.S. health tech giant Change Healthcare is the work of the Black Cat ransomware gang. The targeted hit has caused significant disruption to the health system in recent days, with hospitals and pharmacies impacted, as reported by Reuters. Owned by parent company United Health, Change operates a major health payment system connecting care providers and patients across the states, headquartered in Nashville, Tennessee. The company posted revenues of almost $3.5 billion in 2022. Last week, hackers obtained access to Change Healthcare's IT infrastructure with immediate knock-on effects at pharmacies to the detriment of patients. Whilst there was no immediate comment from United Health or Black Cat, also known as Alfie, in the aftermath of the breach, Reuters has now briefed on the latter's responsibility of the attack. The latest development comes after the parent company, Change Healthcare, attributed an earlier incident to a suspected nation-state associated cybersecurity threat actor, but an industry expert has played down that line of inquiry. So yeah, I mean, I'm not sure exactly who it is, but I didn't even know this was like a thing until literally like last night, as I was maybe like earlier in the day yesterday, where I just kind of saw like a Twitter thing about this, and it kind of got me curious. So I started looking into it. But I know we had covered them in December. Black Cat was the target of an international law enforcement response led by U.S. authorities to take down its website and digital assets with a relative degree of success. In response, the cyber criminals threatened to retaliate by going after a critical infrastructure concerning hospitals and providers. So it looks to be like this was them striking back. So, bummer that I kind of missed that wave, but it also kind of makes sense because, I mean, definitely right now with things going on and a lot of conflicts, it's easy for something like this to kind of like maybe fall through the cracks a bit, especially if, the person being hacked, like let's say, this healthcare, place, Change Healthcare, United Healthcare, whatever. They might want to be mums on this because this is something that's affecting patients. That's something that if they're going to be upset and start piping up and grumbling, well, inevitably, we all know that these shareholders give a fuck about their goddamn stocks and shit. So, you know how that shit goes. So, yeah, I just, wanted to end on that. Not that it's much lighter. It's definitely unfortunate that healthcare providers and hospitals and shit are getting hacked. That's never a good thing. But we got to cover that. We got to try to cover all the things we can. But yeah, that's the episode. That's where we are. That's where I will leave it for the day. If you'd like to help out and support, you can. You can become a newsie, like my fellow newsies I shouted out earlier today. Let's see. It's patreon.com/Isaiah News. You become a newsie, and I shout you out at the top of the month, and I plug a project if you like. Free ways to hit me up, IsaiahNews1@gmail.com. Feel free to follow me on the socials or the podcast on the socials. And hopefully you're subscribed to the YouTube. Every new subscriber helps a lot. Hit that like button. Hit the share button. Leave a cool comment. That would be really kind of you. So yeah, that'd be dope. And you can do that on any platform you're on. Give me the stars on Spotify or Apple. Just do your thing. Thank you for that. Thank you so much. And hopefully I see you soon for some more good news. I love you. Bye-bye. Mwah.